Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be talking about one of my favorite topic, and this topic mostly confuse most students, exponents. Don't worry, it's super easy. Once you get it, it becomes very, very easy. You begin to flow with it. All right, stay tuned. An exponent is just a short way of writing repeated multiplication. Instead of writing something like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. We write it as 2 raised to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 2 is the base. 4 is called the exponent. 2, the base. 4 is called the exponent. So remember that base is the number. Base is the number. Why the exponent is how many times it's being repeated. Now that you get what exponents are, let's learn some basic exponent rules that you will use all the time. The first rule is the product rule. When multiplying same bases, like for example, let's use x raised to the power of 3 times x raised to the power of 2 is equal to, when multiply same basics, what do? You add the exponent. 3 plus 2, which will give us x raised to the power of 5. Our exponent becomes 5. So when multiply same basics, you what? You add the exponents. Let me give another example. Like for example, if we have 5 raised to the power of 4 times 5 raised to the power of 2. What do? We pick just a base, then we add both exponents together. 4 plus 2 is equal to 5 raised to the power of what? 6. So when multiplying same bases, you what? You add up the exponent. The second rule is the quotient rule. The quotient, the quotient rule. The quotient rule is when dividing like bases, subtract the exponents. For example, we are about to divide x raised to the power 6 divided by x raised to the power 3. When dividing same bases, what do? You subtract the exponent. Here becomes x raised to the power of 3. The next rule is the zero exponent rule. The zero exponent rule. Any number raised to the power of 0 equals 1. It could be 1000 raised to the power of 0 equals 1. Any number at all. It could be 500,000 raised to the power of 0 equals 1. So any number raised to the power of 0 equals 1. Next rule is the negative exponent rule. X is power of minus 2. Negative exponent rule turns into fraction over the base raised to the power of the positive exponent. So because this exponent is negative, it turns into a fraction over the what? The base raised to the power of the positive exponent. If we have questions like 8 raised to the power of 2, raised to the power of minus 2 is equal to 1 over 8 raised to the power of 2. which is also equal to 1 over 64, because 8 times 8 will give us 64. That question like 2 raised to the power of minus 2 is equals to 1 over 2 raised to the power of 2. Because of the negative sign, you have to turn it to a fraction. 1 over 4. This becomes our answer. Or maybe, for example, you have questions like this. 2 raised to the power of minus 1 is equal to 1 over 2. You can decide to put the 1, you can decide not to put the 1. 2 raised to the power of 1 will give us 1 over 2. So it's actually the same thing, guys. It's actually the same thing. The next rule is power of a power rule. When raising a power to another power, we multiply the exponent, which is equal to m times n will give us mn. So let's apply this. Let's say, for example, 3 raised to the power of 2 raised to the power of 3 is equal to 3. 2 times 3 will give us 6. So that's the power of a power rule. The next rule is power of a product rule. When raising a product to a power, raise each factor to that power like this, times b raised to the power of n. So for example, we have something like 2 times 3 raised to the power of, let's say, 2. It becomes 2 raised to the power of 2 times 3 raised to the power of 2, which is equal to 2 raised to the power of 2 will give us 4 times 3 raised to the power of 2 will give us what? 9. 4 times 9 becomes 36. Power of a quotient rule. When raising a fraction, like for example, let's say a over b, when raising a fraction to a power, raise both numerator and denominator to that power, like this, a raised to the power of n. This means that this exponent belongs to a and also belongs to b, which means a raised to the power of n over b raised to the power of n. Simple, right? Let's apply this in real world application. Like, let's say we have something like, okay, this. Let's say we have something like this. Here becomes 3 raised to the power of 2 over 2 raised to the power of 2. 3 times 3 will give us 9 over 2 times 2 becomes 4. So these are answer. Next rule is the fractional exponent rule. Let's say, for example, we have a raised to the power of m over n, which is equal to power. So when you see this, fractional exponent means roots and power. This stands for roots, while this stands for the power. Denominator of the exponent is called the roots, while the numerator is called the power. Now, how do we write this? Roots n a, when you put in them, questions like this, 8 raised to the power of 2 over 3. What is the root? What is the root? Remember, it's 3. What is the power? The power is 2. We can solve this in 2 ways. So 8 times 8, let's solve the inner one. 8 times 8 will give us 64. Now, In order to find the cube root of 64, we have to find that number that can multiply itself 3 times to get what? 64. Now, the number that can multiply itself 3 times to get 64 is 4. Let's check. 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 will give us 64. So we have to find a number that can multiply itself 3 times to get 64, which is 4. Okay guys, that's it for today's lesson on exponents. If you found this video helpful, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more math tutorials, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. And if you want a free worksheet to practice this topic, check the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and remember, math is power.